Hi, you guys. Yep, it's that same time of day again. Magic and science with Grandpa. Today we're going to do both. I'm going to show you a magic trick, and then I'm going to show you the science or the math behind it. I'm going to take 10 cards and then the ace. It could be any 10 cards. Let me count them. 20 cards, sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, and one more, that makes 21. Now, Grandpa, you can take any of these cards, and the way you do this trick is you ask someone, take out 21 cards, and you just ask them to remember or pick one of the cards, but they don't have to tell you what it is. You might have them tell someone else in case they forget. But we're going to use the ace. We're going to follow the ace. Grandpa's just going to stick the ace any place in this deck, and I'm going to mix them up. And what I'm then going to do is I'm going to deal the cards in 3 piles of 7 cards each, because 3 times 7 is what? 21. Let's do that real fast. 1, 2, 3. And what I'm going to do is each time, I'm going to ask the person not to tell me what the card is, but just to tell me which pile out of the 3 piles the card is in. And we're going to do that 3 times. Let's see what happens. So we go through here, and we're going to try to find out. They're going to point to this pile. There's the ace of spades. So what you do when you pick up the piles, you make sure you pick up and put that pile in the middle of the 3 piles. Turn them over and do it a second time. Let's do it again. And we're going to try and do this so I don't bore you too much as fast as we can. And we're going to look to see again which pile has the ace of spades. And again, they don't tell you which pile it is. They just point to the pile. And it's in this middle pile, that ace of spades we keep track of. So again, when I pick them up, I make sure that one's in the middle, and I just do this one more time. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. And we just keep doing it. And they're going to, again, without telling you what the card is, they're just going to point to that. And because they're face up, you're going to pretend that you can read their minds and know which card is going to be there. So they're going to point to this pile, so just make sure that pile is in the middle again. And then you're going to look them in the eye and say, think of your card. And you're going to count the cards face up and stop after 10. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You don't tell them it's 10, but you just look at them each time you turn up and you say, you know what? I think this card is going to be your card. What was the name of your card? And when they name that card, and it's the ace of spades. So it looks like you can read their minds. And it's just a simple trick that's based on math. Because what you're trying to do is you're trying to put that card in the middle of the pile. And if there's 21 cards, you're putting that down halfway, which makes it one more than 10, or at the 11th card. Because what you do is each time you make the piles, you're putting that card in the middle of that group. So the first time, you know it's going to be one of those 7 cards. Then when you can kind of round that up, what's half of 7? It's 3.5. Let's round it up to 4. So then the second time you do it, you're putting it in the middle of that group of 4 cards. So now it's going to be one of 2 cards. And when you do it the last time, it puts it in half of 2, which is 1, where it makes that card right in the exact center of that pile of cards. And that's the famous 21 card trick, which you can do at home. Remember, just 21 cards. They just remember card. They don't tell you what it is. You deal them out in going across 1, 2, 3 until you have 3 piles of 7. And each time you tell them to just point, but don't say, and you make sure that one's in the middle. And at the end, you just pretend you're thinking and reading their minds, but what you're actually doing is you're counting to 10, knowing it's going to be the next one, 11, putting it right in the middle. How does that happen? Magic and science together. How great is that? And remember, I love you, Monroe. And I love you, Marcus. And I love you, Hugo. Magic and science. I mean, how cool is that, right? See you tomorrow.